Hey everybody out there, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the first ever vlog episode finally to hit the channel. Now, number one, I have somebody in the background. You could say hi.
Hi.
He's going to be here while I'm recording this segment. The past 2 weeks you're going to notice that I have not really been uploading anything. It has been a really hectic past 2 weeks. I'm going to get into that in a moment, but before I get into that really quick, I got to give a disclaimer. For this first ever episode, I'm looking at the list of things that I'm going to be talking about and quickly realizing this might be a very long video. Not very long as in like hours long, but it's going to be longer than I think 5 to 10 minutes. Now, what I'm going to try to do as I'm editing this video is I'm going to section off everything in the description and give a timestamp for all of the different things that I'm going to be touching on. Now, the reason this is going to be a really long video is it's been 2 weeks. There are a couple of things I've done, a couple of things I want to talk about, and yeah, it's been 2 weeks. There's a lot of stuff here. To start this episode off, honestly, the first thing I want to talk about is what's been going on. Originally, for last week, I was going to do this video. I was going to talk about an off weekend going into a really hectic, upside down week. Things have been, there's something that went on this week that's a little bit personal still. And again, family, it's a family thing. And that's why I'm recording this vlog in here, because you don't want to be out there right now. I'm keeping you all safe from all the hectic craziness that's going on beyond this door. But beside the point, this week has been just a hectic, crazy week family wise. The week before that, on the weekend, 2 weekends ago, it was an insane weekend that threw off me, threw off my sleep schedule, threw a lot of things for me off. If you all haven't noticed, I haven't been on Frontline Live the past 2 weeks. I haven't been doing really, like I said, I did actually record a video, and I'm going to get into that video in a moment. That's the second section here. But I was not happy with that video. But I'm going to share a few things of that video with you guys and gals, whoever is watching. But right now, we are sitting at approximately 87 subscribers. We are super close to reaching the 100 subscriber goal, where I'm going to reveal something earlier than planned. If not, then I'm going to be revealing it in, well, we'll talk about that at the end of the video. But again, it's just been one crazy week, and I want to thank everyone who's bared with me. I know a few of you came over here through the Comic Frontline contest that's gone on. There's a few things I'm going to be working on really soon on the channel. Honestly, last week just completely and utterly threw me off. Now, as you all saw, I just put a picture up. Every section I'm going to try to put a picture up as well. So last Monday, not this past Monday, but 2 Mondays ago, I recorded a baseball card opening video again. And it went really bad. Not bad in the sense of, oh my god, I was screwing names up or anything. It went bad because, as you'll see in the video, and I'm only clipping it again. I'm not showing the entire video. The entire video took about 20 to 30 minutes. Why? Because I got these 2 boxes that were from Fairfield, and the way they put their cards in their boxes was not exactly organized, and it threw the whole video off, and it took a while to get through the entire stack. There were 100 cards, all in different ways, upside down, right side up, backwards, forward, the right way. You know, it was just crazy, and it took forever. And by the time the video was over, I was just not happy with the video. And I'm here to give you all quality over quantity. So if I feel like a video I recorded wasn't good, even though I haven't done a video in a week, I'm not going to put it up unless I feel like it's worthy of being watched or it's really it's good. So right now I'm going to take clips from that. We're going to come back, and then we're going to move into the next section. But here are clips from that unboxing video. We have another unboxing video. This past weekend, I ended up going shopping, and I ended up bumping into these 4 packs. 2 2018 Topps Series 1 baseball cards, 35 cards in a pack. Possibility for a hit, we don't know. And then these 2 boxes are from Fairfield. I know everybody's panicking because we did Fairfield on What the Card, and Fairfield is very questionable at times. But 1 in 4 boxes contain a hit. We only had 2. There were only 2 left at the store. All of this was half price, literally. Let's see where we go. Now, these boxes contain 100 cards. Wow, this is glued down hard, isn't it? Well, it's glued down hard, so what we're going to do is we're just going to do it this way. We're going to rip the back off, and I don't want people to see the horrible box catastrophe that's going to happen now as I rip the box open to slide all my cards out. And here we are. I'm not reading. Whoa. Let's flip that. I'm trying to recognize who this person is. The designated hitter. Oh, for the socks. Okay. For some reason, I was like, what? Flip it around. These are going to be all wonky. They just put these in however they wanted. Wow, this card really got damaged. Look at that. I don't know if you can pick it up, but this card is... That's not supposed to be a part of the card. That's a damaged card right there. Ugh. Mets. I remember Gary Carter. The card. Whoa, we got a hit! Rookie signature, Chris Seddon. This is our first signature. Wow. That's awesome. We have a signature. And this is a rookie signature SP rookie card. Congratulations from the Marlins. So we have a signature card. Put that there. So we did get a hit. So one of the 4 boxes already gave us a hit. That's awesome. Wait. What's a basketball card? It's a basketball card. They put a basketball card in this. They put a basketball. They must have made a mistake and put a Now that's funny. Basketball in a baseball Fairfield box. Good job, Fairfield. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for sure. Oh, Keith Hernandez. For those of you that don't know, Keith Hernandez actually is an announcer. Next, let's get into something that isn't Fairfield. Let's get into Topps. Their actual packs. And this is 2018, by the way. So, here we go. Again. Ooh. Have a holographic. I'll put you back there. And we have a Gary Sanchez. Forgot to turn my phone on silent. I'm sorry about that. Another Gary Sanchez. Really? Wow, that's funny. Ooh, Don Mattingly. That's cool. And we got another holographic, which is Jake Marcinick. Move the box over a little bit and put Mr. Marcinick here. At least it won't do that again. Jeez, I apologize. So, there. So that was a few clips from that unboxing video. I got a signature, which I was really happy about. Got a couple of really cool cards, some really nice Yankee cards. But all in all, for a 30-minute video, just to show the few clips I showed here, it just wasn't worth it. And I was not, like I said, I was not happy with the way the unboxing went. And if I do any future card opening videos when it comes to Fairfield, if I have Fairfield in my unboxing for baseball or whatever cards, again, I'm going to pre-open those and make sure all the cards are at least in the proper way so it doesn't take forever to get through a video. Another thing that happened last weekend and why I fell behind reading comic books last weekend was the Division 2 open beta. Just like the closed beta, I did do a video on the channel if you'd like to see my thoughts on the closed beta. To be honest, the open beta was exactly the same as the closed beta, except they gave us one other mission, and I'll tell you, I really did enjoy that new mission they gave us. I can't wait to get my hands on the actual Division game, Division 2. It comes out next week on Friday the 12th. I believe it's Friday the 12th. I'm going to check my calendar really quickly. No, it is Tuesday the 12th. See, this is why we have calendars on our computer. So Tuesday the 12th, Division 2 comes out. So next Tuesday, I'm very excited to finally have the full game to play the game and have it mean something, because the past 2 betas I literally grinded to level 8 and 10 and whatever, and it's just going to get all erased for when the original game comes out. But I did enjoy it. One thing I did note was that there were some issues fixed with the Division 2 open beta compared to the closed beta, but then there were some bugs that were worse in the open beta than there were in the closed beta. So hopefully between all the feedback from the open beta and all the feedback from the closed beta, we'll get everything from both betas sorted out, put away, and we'll get a really great opening day or starting day for the Division 2. Also last week, I was going to do a thought bubble. Now, Pokemon released the reveal of the new Pokemon games, which is Sword and Shield. And I am super excited. The Galar region looks awesome. It's going to be based off of the UK. People are already dropping fan art. People are already talking about what kind of Pokemon we're going to be seeing. From what I saw with the map, again, I'll be sharing images of both the starter Pokemon, which I know I'm probably going to be starting with the Fire Bunny. I'm going to have images showing up, like I said, of the. I'm sure Sword and Shield already showed up. The Galar region, as I'm talking about the Galar region now, I'll have that image up. But I truly am excited to see where this region is going to take us. What Pokemon we're going to see. Obviously, we're going to be seeing old Pokemon mixed with new Pokemon. Will we be seeing? The question is, with Sun and Moon, we got to see Alolan versions of some of our original 150 Pokemon. Will we be seeing original Pokemon being changed for the Galar region? That's a good question that a lot of people have been asking. What legendaries are going to be in the game? What are we going to have as far as gyms? I'm very excited because I love Sun and Moon, don't get me wrong. It was enjoyable. This is the first time ever, and I've been saying this for years, I'm not really a huge handheld game system fan. The only time I actually have played handheld games are the Pokemon games, ironically. So here we are again with a Pokemon game, but this time it's on the Switch. The first ever on-console Pokemon game. Now, again, a lot of you will argue that the Switch is half console, half handheld. Yes, it's true. You can take the Switch and you can just walk around with it. It technically is their new handheld system that you can connect to your TV and play games on your TV using a controller. It's a mix of both, and that's what I think Nintendo always should have done. Instead of the Wii U, we should have gone from the Wii straight to the Switch. The Wii U was just a handheld with a system, but you needed the system, so you couldn't take the handheld anywhere. Again, it's Nintendo. I'm just happy we're getting the new Pokemon games on the Switch as opposed to the 3DS. Not saying I don't like the 3DS, but I like to have the option of TV or handheld, and that's what the Switch gives us that the 3DS and the Wii U at the time did not. So I'm excited. The version I'm getting, reveal, is Pokemon Sword. Michael is going to be doing Shield. I'm a huge Sword fan. As you all know, I have a small Sword collection that is put away for obvious reasons. Tommy. Nothing. But it's put away they're put away for obvious reasons right now, but I am a fan of Sword, and that's the game I'm going to be playing. Michael's going to be playing Shield. We're going to have to figure out, especially with games that are like with Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu and now Sword and Shield, we're going to have to figure out if we are going to need a second Switch. I'm debating about it, but at the same time, we very rarely have collides when it comes to playing on the Switch, so there's really no reason except for trade purposes, and just for one game, I don't think that really pulls in for a need to get another system. But I'm excited. I can't wait for more information. Obviously, we'll be getting a lot during E3 probably, or Nintendo's Nintendo Direct that they put up during E3, because this year the only people that are going to be at E3 are Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo will probably just do their directs from their headquarters or do their videos from their headquarters, and it'll stream over on Twitch or stream over through E3 on Twitch. But either way, I'm looking forward to seeing more as Nintendo reveals. I'm very excited, and I know a lot of people are very excited for this new Pokemon game. And obviously, this will impact the cards because we're going to move out of the Sun and Moon set now and probably move into the Sword and Shield sets they're called sets. The Sun and Moon, it'll be a Sword and Shield base set, and then we'll get little subsets within the main set. So I'm looking forward to it, and that's really as much as I could say when it comes to Sword and Shield this time. So That was my thought bubble. The only reason I didn't do a thought bubble was when I recorded it, it only came up to about 2 minutes. And I think I actually expanded a bit more, but that's because a lot more has dropped, or a lot more fan art and discussion has dropped since the day I wanted to do this thought bubble. So those are my thoughts on Sun and Moon, yeah, Sword and Shield, and I'm excited, and we've already got it pre-ordered. Another thing, and I'll share a brief clip if I can of this, was I actually was able to bump into a figure I've been looking for since 2009, and I know it probably was available, it just didn't hit me to look in the place I did, but I am a huge fan of Johnny Damon, and I was able to get my hands on the McFarlane Johnny Damon. I think it was series 19. It's you'll see in the picture that I shared before I started this segment, the pose that he's in. That was the last year he was actually in the Yankees. My complaints about the figure, yes, there are complaints more than there are. I love the figure, don't get me wrong. I'm happy I have it, but two major complaints. Number one is the paint job. There is definitely going to be some touch-ups that I'm going to have to do with the figure as soon as I can find the proper paint, the proper brush, and a few other things with that. The second and most annoying thing with the figure was the base. The figure would not fit into the base. One of the peg holes was way too small. I had to fix the hole so that the peg would fit in, and now, because I had to modify that peg hole, it's not done by a factory machine, so the figure is loose. The peg hole is a loose peg hole because I had to go deeper and I had to go a little wider, and you know what happens when you make things a little too wide. So the figure's a little wobbly, but the good news is on the shelf where it's at, it's nice, it's stable. If I was to move that figure, it would wobble all the way. It would even possibly fall out of its peg hole. So again, a little disappointed with the make of the figure, but not with the actual figure. Very happy I have it. And honestly, looking at it from a distance, you can't see the paint, the mistakes in paint, which is good. And again, it's not moving, so you don't have to worry about the peg hole. So it looks good from a distance, but I want it to look good from a distance, and I want it to look good if you were looking at it like it was on a shelf right in front of your face as well. So I will be fixing the paint. I don't know what I'm going to do with the peg holes. And so there's that, and I got a new figure. So speaking of Johnny Damon, over the course of the past 3 weeks now, I've noticed I've been slowly getting back into two things, and I've actually shared this on my Facebook already. I noticed that I'm getting back into baseball, and I noticed I'm getting back into WWE again. With baseball, I kind of am not surprised because Tommy has been showing a huge interest in watching and playing baseball. First it was playing baseball, but then I noticed that the first televised spring training for the Yankees was going on, and I decided I'll turn it on, I'll tune in while I'm doing some work. And I tuned in, and Tommy was super interested in watching in what they were doing. And through that, I started to explain to him what was going on in the game, and then I started getting interested in the new players, because I haven't watched baseball since 2009. It's been 10 years. Believe it or not, it's been 10 years since I actually sat down and watched a full game. I've had it in the background a few times between 2009 and now 2019, but I never truly sat down and watched a baseball game. And it was enjoyable, and I noticed Tommy really liked it. And now I've got the schedule up for the on-season. I'll be probably tuning into the Yankees a bit more this year. So I've gotten back into baseball, and then when the summer comes in, I'm going to be taking Tommy maybe to a Cyclone game down in Coney Island, and I'm going to teach Tommy how to play like I used to play. Yep. And that's how I got into baseball. With WWE, it was a little bit different. It was a little bit odd the way I fell back into WWE. So I was doing some just browsing over YouTube for new figures, new stuff coming out, because as you all know, I am a fan of certain figure types, and Toy Fair just happened a couple of weeks ago, and I was looking into some of the Power Ranger Beast Morph stuff. I'm very interested, and you might see some spotlight videos on the channel when the Beast Morph stuff comes out, so don't be surprised. But I bumped into Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder has his own YouTube channel. And he also does a lot of videos on WWE's YouTube channel as far as figure hunting and wrestling figure hunting. And I'm just listening to him talk about some of the wrestling figures and whatnot. And then I started to follow him on WWE, and then WWE had some highlight videos of what's going on with WWE. And as you all know, I do have my father who watches WWE every single week on Monday and Tuesday, and that's actually what soured me on WWE was the fact that my family believes in the family dinner table. We believe in that. We believe the family should be at the dinner table together discussing. That's important, especially when you have children. You want to make sure that the family table is an important cornerstone of your family, and my family's believed in that since I was a kid, and I believe in that now as Tommy is growing up. As Tommy's a kid, we believe in the family table. But the problem was, and I'm sure Vince would love hearing this, so Vince, if you're somehow magically bumping into this video, which I highly doubt you are, but my father usually gets up from the dinner table or he rushes dinner to make sure that he can go watch Raw or SmackDown, whatever. And honestly, he doesn't even really watch the whole thing. To be fair here, he falls asleep halfway through. But the TV's on, so we hear everything that's going on in wrestling. But what soured it was that, for me, was the fact that it started to cause problems. It started to rush dinner. It started to do this. And honestly, one thing I noticed that's changed from this complaint, so before you all jump down my throat for saying this, was one of my biggest complaints was a lot of recycled stories started happening. Do you have to go out? You want to go out? Okay, go that way. This way. There's the underdog right now. Sorry about that minor interruption. Tommy decided to shift rooms, and the whole thing was funny. I'm sure I'll keep in the Tommy walking across, but then it was... Anyway, getting back to WWE, so that's kind of why I fell out, was the recycled stories, the constant spotlight, and also the spotlight fell because of certain injuries that would take a wrestler out for a while, and then they came back, and then they'd have to restart the story or find a way to bring it back to where it was and then continue and finish it. But I've been looking into it a lot more over the past couple of weeks, and again, Tommy is another little influence. Tommy is interested because as my father would start to shift into the living room to watch wrestling, every once in a while Tommy would pop his head in and show him a minor interest. Not as interested in baseball as he is in baseball, but he has shown an interest. And I will say that a lot of the skits that Michael and I did were based off of wrestling when we first started on YouTube. So again, it's I don't know. I fell back into it, and I'm really happy that the Women's Revolution has gone really far this year. The first full WWE Women's pay-per-view happened this year. I was looking at highlights of what's been going on over the course of the past 3 weeks because, like I said, things have been crazy. And when you have the free time to do stuff and you have the ability to access the WWE network, you tend to look up a couple of things. And the only thing that I haven't really caught up too much on yet was NXT, and I really should, because NXT was an enjoyment. I remember when Brant and I were doing 123 podcast, NXT was very, very entertaining to watch. I remember Brant and I were talking about that when Raw was really low and SmackDown was even lower. NXT was like the spotlight of our viewing week. I remember that. So I do want to go back and check out some highlights maybe from NXT, but I've noticed I've slowly gotten back into wrestling. How far it'll go, how long that will last, really truly depends on, and this is going to be funny here, it depends on the writing. It depends on what we're going to get. Now, obviously, everything's building up right now, so everything's going to be amazing for wrestling right now because we're going, like I said, WrestleMania is coming in April. So really, it's going to depend on what happens after April. That will determine if I'm going to stick around or not. Right now, I'm listening, I'm watching, I'm popping in and out watching wrestling. It's a lot of cutting promos, a lot of wrestling, then the actual wrestling, and then a lot of it's for the pay-per-view sometimes as well. So we'll see. Right now, I just noticed that I'm building an interest in wrestling again. Not as strong as baseball, but again, the interest is starting to be there, and it's leading into something else I'm going to talk about in a moment. But some wrestlers have come back as well, so I'm really happy to see certain wrestlers back, not counting Dave Bautista. Not saying I don't like Dave Bautista. His way back, we all knew that if Dave wanted to come back, he was going to come back as a heel, and that's exactly how he's coming back. So really no surprise there. especially after his show of James Gunn isn't doing Guardians of the Galaxy anymore, so he doesn't want to be a part of Guardians of the Galaxy anymore. So 2-to-1 Drax might be recast. I don't know. Maybe he'll follow the rest of his contract, but he obviously he wants to be back in wrestling, so he's back in wrestling. How long that's gonna last, again, that all depends on, I guess, either Batista or WWE management or a combination of the two. But either way, I'm showing interest in it again. So I'm excited for baseball this year. I'm excited for my son to be into the sport that I grew up with and enjoyed and loved. It's nice to see that my son's interested in it and he wants to play it. So we'll see how, maybe I'll vlog a little bit of the playing or me teaching Tommy as well, seeing how well Tommy gets over the summer. I'm actually debating putting him in Pee Wee League, if not this year, definitely next year as well. So we'll see. We'll see how long his interest in baseball is. I'm hoping that it's as strong as mine was, and getting back to, again, when your baseball team, I grew up with Jeter, Posada, Damon being on the Yankees, Matsui, all of them left after, sorry, there was a jump cut there, but like I was saying, all of them left after 2009. So, or not after most of them left after 2009. Player by player, they all started to break apart. After the 2009 World Series, I know Matsui left, Damon left. I think another player retired. Jeter retired, I think 4 years ago. Posada right after or before. Again, I watched the Yankees during spring training, and I only knew by name 3. The rest, I had no clue who they were. So it'll be a interesting challenge to watch a team that I'm not familiar with whatsoever, except Brett Gardner. For some reason, Brett Gardner is still playing on the Yankees. Watch, he's going to retire this year, and then I'll know absolutely. I know that CC Sabathia is retiring after his 2019 season, so Sabathia I also know, so he's leaving. But I'm interested. I'm going to be watching with my son, and we're going to have a good time. As far as wrestling goes, well, stay tuned for another section when it comes to that. And of course, in the middle of me recording this vlog, I actually got a package in the mail. I've already taken the tape off the top to make this easy for all of us. So, hey, we're going to do a special mini unboxing. But before I get into the box, I just would like to really quickly mention, don't forget to follow me all over social media on Twitter, Instagram, and on Tumblr, Dark Avenger C86. On Twitch, Dark Avenger Gaming, and right here on this channel. Once we get to that 100 subscriber mark, we'll have a youtube.com/URL. But until then, you can follow me right here. You could also follow Comic Frontline, Dark Avenger C86, and Last Ember Press. I don't think there's anything much up on Last Ember Press's YouTube, but you can go check out lastemberpress.com, which is where you'll find Celestial Falcon, I'm going the wrong way, Ember, pneumatic cases, and a whole bunch more. So let's get into this box now. Now, this is something, I know what's in it, so that's why I took the tape off already. This is something I got on Amazon. I finally got my hands on it, and I'm sure Jay already has this, but I had to get it for myself. It's a Funko. It's Funko. I'm throwing this out there now. I ended up getting a Lord Draken Pix Preview exclusive Lord Draken. Celebrating 25 years of Power Rangers. And it's limited. I love how they actually put now, it's limited to only 30,000. There's only 30,000 of these that are being made. And then they're gone forever. And then, of course, there's a promo in the back. They are remaking all the Ranger... Focus. There we go. They're remaking all the Ranger figures without their helmets now. I'm actually tempted to get Tommy again. Because as you all know, I do have my Green Ranger. I'm tempted to get Tommy just so that I'd have an unmasked... an unhelmeted and a helmeted version of the Green Ranger. But I'm not sure. I think they made a White Ranger one as well I want to get. So I'm a fan of Tommy. I would love to get the other 5 Rangers actually with their helmets on. I might at some point to complete the set. But for right now, I have Lord Draken. Very happy I got my hands on this. You can still get your hands on this. I think it's like $5 more than a normal Funko. It's going for like $15 on Amazon right now. Once they're gone, I don't know how much these will go for, but get your hands on it while you can. There's 30,000 of these that are floating around the entire planet, and Jay has at least one of the 30,000. I have another of the 30,000, so you still have 29,998 floating around out there somewhere. that you can get your hands on. So definitely, if you're a fan of Power Rangers and if you're a fan of the comic series, get your hands on Lord Draken. If I take this out of the box, I'm going to end up saving the box. And if I actually do ever end up meeting Jason David Frank, I definitely am going to have him sign this one. I'm actually going to keep the insert plastic as well, so this way I can just put the figure back if he signs it. And I don't know. I'm not one to keep my figures in box. I am for the rest of this video, but I like to display my figures outside of their box. So yeah, I'm one of those horrible people that doesn't like to keep everything I own in mint. Some things I do, some things I don't. This I will not. So minor interruption or addition to the vlog. I got Lord Draken Funko today in the mail. Now back to the regular program. I actually coincidentally, this has been a 3 weeks of coincidence. I coincidentally was able to catch the first episode of Power Rangers Beast Morpher. And again, I watched the toy fair about the toys. I noticed the first episode was up and I checked it out. Interesting how this time people are creating or this company is making their own version of Power Rangers, and they're going to protect the morphin grid. I love how it's the mayor's son, someone who wanted to be a soldier but ended up being a cleaning woman, and then an actual soldier, or one of the ones they were brushing up to be a Power Ranger becomes a Power Ranger. And then originally there were 3 people selected to be the next 3 Rangers. 2 of them were, well, find out what happened to 2 of them, but the Blue Ranger actually survived the encounter and becomes the Blue Ranger. So out of the 3 of them, only one of them was meant or trained to be a Ranger. So it's going to be interesting how the Red and the Yellow Ranger, the Yellow Ranger I tried training. It's going to be interesting to see how the Red Ranger, who's the mayor's son, is going to come into his role as the leader, because he is the leader, right? They're not going to make the Blue Ranger the leader. I wouldn't think that, at least. But it's going to be interesting. It ends, of course, with they had their first morph, they had their first fight, and now there's nothing but the aftermath of the fight. Am I going to run to see the next episode? Probably not. Probably not. If I catch it, I catch it. Will I say this, though? It was a good episode. Yes, it was a very good first episode. Power Rangers have always been Power Rangers. There's very little that's changed when it comes to Power Rangers, unless you count that bastardization of a movie that they brought out 2 years ago, which I choose not to even think about. But anyway, so it was Power Rangers. Power Rangers are Power Rangers always. So it was a nice first episode. Maybe I'll find a place later on that'll have all the episodes chronicled, and I'll just check out a couple here and there. But it was a good first episode, and that's the important thing, is dropping a very good episode 1, so you hook the audience for the rest of the series. I'm actually 100% sure that Jay's done a review by now, because I actually checked out his new channel. You should go check it out. Not new channel. He's going back to his personal channel. It's not new. The video's new, but Jay did a review of it on his new Again, I said new! Jay, I'm so sorry. Jay did a review on his personal channel, Comic Book Theater. You can look it up. I'm subscribed to his channel. You could also go to Comic Frontline, and all the links to all of our channels are there. You can find Comic Book Theater. I had a hiccup there, and you could check out his full thoughts on that episode. This was the first Power Ranger episode I watched since a while. I did watch clips from the Ninja Steel movie because it had Tommy in it, but I just was curious to see how it, what they did with that. But good first episode, Nickelodeon. Good first episode of Beast Morpher. So I've talked about all the things that I've been slowly getting interested in again, things that I've been watching, things that I've been opening badly, new figures and stuff. I want to shift the focus back to things that I'm doing currently. And one thing I want to premiere here for this first ever vlog episode is the fact that I have opened a written site again over on Blogger. I will actually start putting the links in the description starting right now. I haven't written anything yet. I am working on the first post, but I noticed that and I think I've talked about this before, so forgive me if I have talked about it before. Now it's official. I do have a place where I'll be putting my written work outside of 529. Obviously, 529 Studio is still going to happen very soon, and all the stuff going on comic-wise is going to be written there. There's going to be some written stuff. It's going to be fun. But this is more of my personal writing, my personal stuff that I'm going to be talking about, writing about, maybe things that I've seen on TV, like this vlog right here. Possibly would be a smaller version of a blog. So I decided to go back to writing a little bit. So I don't know when the first article is going to be up, but like I said, I have the official blogger now, so you can go check that out at some point. I will share on social media when I do my first post. So if you want to wait for that first post, just follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitch for gameplay, but follow me on Twitter. Like I said, my mind this past 3 weeks has been crazy. This is the first video I'm actually sitting down and having a heart-to-heart with all of you. How are all you doing? I hope you all are doing great. But anyway, I'm planning on doing some writing every now and again, especially when I have free time and I can't sit in front of a camera because whatever's happening in the background's happening, and it would contaminate the background, or there would be too much noise and it would contaminate the video. Those times are the times when maybe I'll have time to sit down and write maybe a couple of things that are on my mind, things that I've watched, things that I've read, anime. You know, it's going to be just like this YouTube. It's going to have everything and anything. I used to do that on MySpace, like I said a million times to a million people, and I say it because I'm very upset that I lost it, and I'm upset at MySpace for changing their layout, now changing it back, and I don't care. They're never going to get me back after I lost at least 4 years worth of almost daily blogs or every other day blogs and writing that a lot of people were very interested in. I had a lot of people that read my work, and MySpace decided to get rid of the blogs, so they erased every single one of my posts. Yes, I'm just a tiny bit salty about it. Bring up a salty emote or something, a salt picture. But yeah, I'm a little salty about that. So after years of the salt wearing off, I'm finally thinking that I might start writing a little bit again, and we'll see if maybe some people who remembered my work will come back. Maybe I'll find some new people. Hopefully I'll find some new people, and people will enjoy it. So I'm going to start doing some writing outside of comic writing again. So hopefully you guys will be there for that. All right, so the cat was out of the bag when it comes to the writing. Now we're coming to the teaser and final moments of this vlog. Yes, teaser time. My birthday month, May, is 2 months away as of the recording of this video. We're in March right now, so we have all of March. It's only March 7th, so we're only 1 week into March. So we have all of March still. We have all of April. And to be fair, we technically have all of May because I was born on May 29th. However, I'm not sure if I'm going to drop it all on May 29th or if I'm going to scatter it across the birthday month. So I'm not going to say whether it's the end of May or it's going to be scattered across May yet. But we have 2 months still till we get till May. And there are going to be some announcements. For the past 3 years, it was 529 Studio. It was Celestial Falcon issue #1. It was the .com. So this May is no different. Well, I can't promise every single May for the rest of my life is going to have a big announcement, but this May will. There is definitely something big coming this May. It's going to be, the reason why I said it could be scattered across May is because there are several things within this gigantic announcement. For some of you, it could be, it could, see, I gotta think real easy. I gotta pick my words real easy here. But as you all know, I am working on Patreon. You know, I'm working on building a Patreon for the channel and for all the things that I'm doing. At some point, I've dropped that hint, so you all know that. So it's not that I'm announcing in May, that's for sure. I mean, maybe I'll finish in May and that'll be one of the announcements, but you all knew I was already working on a Patreon. But there might be, I mean, there could be stuff for you all that you might want that you'll be able to get. And that's one little hint to one of the smaller things. It could be something that encompasses a lot of the stuff that I do. There's another hint. And the rest you're going to find out in May. But I'm hoping that you're really excited. Again, when it comes to this channel, I am working on trying to figure out what I want to do, what sticks, what doesn't. I want this channel to have a lot of great content, but I don't want it to have a lot of content with poor quality. So I want to give you grade A quality while also giving you grade A quantity. And the problem right now is the quantity is lower, the quality is higher in my eyes. And what I'm hoping is as I'm finding more and more quality stuff, it will build and build up to a more quantity stuff. Which leads into the last thing I'm going to be talking about now. For those of you out there who are wrestling fans, anyone who's familiar with the Matt Hardy version 1, you will all know that he used to do a segment called Matt Facts, which then translated into his entrance where when he came out they put a little Matt Fact up next to his, like it would become like a computer and it would show a Matt Fact. For those of you that don't know the Matt Facts though, I would definitely say look that up. Or even if you're not a wrestling fan, just look into what the concept of the Matt Facts were, because that's playing into something that might be coming to the channel soon. I've already posted a teaser on my Instagram about this. So, yeah. Check out Matt Facts so you won't be in the dark when certain things might pop up on the channel. And that's the 2 teasers, and that is the end for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Again, I'm going to try to timestamp everything, so this way you don't have to sit through the whole video. If there's a section of this video you don't like, you'll be able to skip it and go right to the next one. I'm going to try my hardest to do that for all of you. But hopefully you are at least here at this part of the episode where I'm saying my goodbyes. I truly hope you enjoyed this first vlog. I am hoping to get some vlogs outside of this known area that you all see me in all the time. I'm hoping to get out and get to do a couple of things. There are a few videos I'd like to do going out. There are a few places I would like to go and take all of you with me. I have the camera, as you all saw, I have the camera to do all that now, and I want to do it. I do also have to remember again when it comes to that camera to work on the autofocus, because the autofocus was off on one of the videos I did when it comes to cards, and I was very upset at that. So I've got to work on the autofocus. I will do that before we use that camera again. I'm excited for the future. I hope you all are. And with this video, I finally broke my 2 weeks of nothing. However, the rest of this week is going to be hectically busy. But I'm going to try my hardest to get some stuff to all of you, whether it be here, Frontline, Dark Avenger, you'll be getting the reviews. We're getting close. We are 15 episodes away from 500, and that's exciting as well. As always, follow me on all my social media. Links are in the description below. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram is where I post the most. Like I said, the blogger is going to be in the links in the description below, but there's nothing there as of this moment of this recording. There might be if you're watching this a week from now, a couple of days from now, maybe even a day from now. I don't know, but you'll know because I'll share it on Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere else. So follow all my social media, follow Comic Frontline, and everything LEP related. The Kickstarters have all come out from Last Ember Press. You're going to see some of those. I'm sorry, I went the wrong way. Right behind me, you're going to see Ember 0, you're going to see, move my body, you're going to see Ember 1, you're going to see Little Ember over here. There were a lot of Kickstarters. There was also pneumatic cases. That's all the way over there. I can't bend my computer all the way over there, but there's pneumatic cases issue 2 that just came out. So there's a lot of stuff coming out of LEP, and if you were not part of the Kickstarters and would like to check out those books, you can go to lastemberpress.com or etsy.com/lastemberpress, and you can get your hands on every single one of these books that are behind me and more. Celestial Falcon issue number 1. Brant and I are working tirelessly to get you all issue number 2 as soon as possible. We put our heart and soul into Celestial Falcon, and I hope you all enjoyed issue 1, because issue number 2 is definitely going to take a bite out of you. And that's all I'm saying for issue 2. There's another teaser. There we go. And hopefully Brent won't kill me for that teaser, but I don't think it drops anything or any big hints yet. But yeah, Brent and I are very happy with the way issue 2 is coming so far, and we hope you all will be as well. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you all really soon, hopefully in the next video.